On Supersport, your World of Champions, Lamontville Golden Arrows, the home side, trailing Stellenbosch FC, the visitors, by a 1-0 at half-time. Devon Titus with his 7th contribution in the Betway Premiership, going into double figures as far as his total goals for the season are concerned. Wait to see how Golden Arrows are going to approach this second half, because at times I found that there were opportunities, particularly with Malinga Sitole, Mtanti, Maxwell Dlamini himself, that they could pressurize the penalty area of Stellenbosch FC, but decision-making in the final third really hasn't been their forte this afternoon, Arrows. In the meantime, one could argue that Stellenbosch FC might have done better than just the one single goal that they have to their name in the first half as well. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but Titus's goal separating the two sides means that away from home, Stellenbosch FC could, for the moment, leapfrog over Sekhukhune United into that final CAF Confederation Cup position. Now substitutions beckoning for Lamontville Golden Arrows. Already we have Atinkosi Mngaba, who's come on for Ismail Toure, who had a little bit of a moment before the second half of the first half finished. So Thokozani Lukele is on for Lamontville Golden Arrows. He's in a right-back position, the 23-year-old who signed from JDL Stars. Underway then for the second half in Hammersdale. Stellenbosch FC in the all-white will attack the goal to the left-hand side of your screen, while Arrows in their home strip will play from left to right at the start of the second half. And immediately, it's a good burrowing start, and perhaps the sort of mentality that Golden Arrows require from players at the start of the second half from Thokozani Lukele. He does have some game time this season. His 13th appearance of the season, but 8 of those have come from the bench. Moloisani makes a clearance. A new centre-back partnership then for Stellenbosch FC. Dlamini will have possession for Golden Arrows. Looking for a bright start for Golden Arrows. Angelo van Rooy being introduced as well by Abba van der Westende. Played on the right-hand side against Amazulu when he was introduced in that encounter. It was also a 1-0 loss. This isn't a 1-0 loss yet, but they still trail by a 1-0 to Arrows, looking for a much more impressive performance from the home side in the second half. Forward by Dlamini. Holding the ball up very nicely. Space at the back post, but it doesn't reach there. Masaluke gets in the way. So Van Rooy playing in a much more central striker's role here for Arrows in the second half. The 28-year-old is signed from the first division side, Hungry Lions. Fawaz Bassadine, leader of this Stellenbosch FC side. De Jong with an initial nice touch. Kobedi's clearance. Lukele, shepherded by Bassadine. Nice intervention in the midfield as well. Good play by Toto Kiba. Lekolowani. Chitolo clears. Toto Kiba. Chitolo for company. Janino Palace. They're just going backwards at the moment. Stellenbosch FC. Nice consolidation though. Good play by Eninaya. Still Eninaya. Does he pull the trigger? Titus! It's a good save from Mayova. And a bright start for both sides. Well, judging by his reaction, he could have done a lot better. It's a lovely ball in from Godswell and a really top save from the Arrows goalkeeper. Ball cleared at the back post. Titus trying to pick up there, so was Lekolawani. We hear that Chiefs and Pirates are level at 1-1 with Chiefs having scored in the opening minute. De Jong on the turn here. Titus wide. Lekolawani for company, but the ball's not going to reach him. Good piece of defending from Arrows. Shedrick Obedi really has put his hand up as far as the defensive structure is concerned. This is Lukele. Hit a not so convincing from Thabo Matlaba. And Stellenbosch FC in no great hurry whatsoever to get on with play, and then Ndwandwe trying to hurry Basadine up a little bit. Flick on from Lekolawani. De Jong. Lamini loses out to Lekolawani. No foul from Ndwandwe, says the referee. Lukele. Ginino Palace tidies up for Stellenbosch FC, but yeah, there's a different attitude and a stronger presence from Golden Arrows in the second half so far. It's about converting that presence into goals, and that's exactly what De Jong is looking for. Chitolo contains the threat. Lots of encouragement from the touchline from Golden Arrows' point of view. Never easy when you're in a situation where you're not fighting relegation, because that decision's already been taken. You have to, though, try and get yourself away from a potential playoff position against the second and third teams in the Motepe Foundation Championship, who are going into round 28 of the NFD season, are Orbit College and Black Leopards, but so tight is that battle for the third position that, or second and third positions in the NFD, that that could change quite rapidly. Fifth corner kick of the match and second of the second half for Stellenbosch FC. Basadine, Janino Palace. Kibu was waiting, but it's a nice intervention from Lamontville Golden Arrows, and then looking for the breakaway from Ibolela Maxwell. Palace. And Dooley. Second ball to Nkobeko Dlamini. Tele. Dlamini again. Nice passing rate here by Golden Arrows. There's a snap about their play here in the second half, but that one's gone awry a little. Titus's flick on, doesn't find a teammate, and then looks like a foul from Godswell Edinaya, who is getting frustrated with the presence of Siyanda Mtanti. Musabingela Bilankulu getting a little bit enthusiastic from the touchline. Free kick for Arrows. Space in the penalty area. De Jong looks as if he's going to clear. Opportunity for Van Roy, but it's just a toe poke. Nothing to bother Oscarine Masaluke. One feels that there's a growing presence here from Lamontville Golden Arrows, certainly a greater purpose. And you're hearing from the touchline and the coaches from Lamontville Golden Arrows, you've got to contest the first ball. Can't wait for second ball. Got to get straight into it. De Jong, Lekalawani for Stellenbosch FC. Janino Palace arrives. It's a lovely ball to Titus. Titus with a run at the goal of Mayova. Space for De Jong. Nicely cut out by Copetti, and Maxwell, I think, had the final touch there. Lekalawani, though, prevalent on the left-hand side for Stellies. Nice ball from Nduli. Ininaya, first time to Titus. It's wide. He has had a couple of chances to improve upon the single goal that he scored in this match. Stellenbosch FC have a week to recover from this one before they take on Mamelodi Sundowns. Not the case for Lamontville Golden Arrows, though. Those back-to-back matches against Orlando Pirates. First of which coming up on Tuesday. Away by Gladwin Chitolo. Bassadine watchful for Stellenbosch FC. A very lively second half so far. Only 10 minutes into it, but much greater purpose from Upper van der Bestende. This is Strele. Maxwell. It's a lovely ding forward. Lukele! Over the top. But that's much better from an Arrows perspective. Cut inside from the right flank. And they've won themselves a corner as well. Their very first corner kick of the match. Good play by Lukele. Wondering if there wasn't a touch from Bassadine. There must have been a touch from Bassadine. First corner for Arrows arrives in the 56th minute. Lukele waiting near the penalty spot. Ball flicked away by Nduli. Titus gets a header on the ball as well, but there's lots of green jerseys around the ball, and whipped in once again by Matlava. Titus trying to make an impression again. Palace will clear for Stellenbosch. Ayubulele Maxwell goes on the charge. Maxwell just on the wrong side, and there's a call in defense for the pickup to be made behind Atinkosi Ngaba by Masaluke. And while he reacted just a little bit on the late side, no damage done as far as Oscarini is concerned. Big clearance from the former Barocas keeper as well. Lukele, Chitolo would love to win on his 150th appearance for the green and yellow. Chitolo again, nice little dummy pass, Lekalawani. Lukele, ball came off Bassadine, I think. Quickly back into play with Maxwell. Now Trele. Van Roy. Oh, Van Roy's given it away. Clearance by Enyanaya. Oh, that's beautifully kept in play by Ayubulele Maxwell. Thabo Matlava. Willem Seni and Twantwe. Well, skewed away from the danger zone, but effectively so by the substitute centre-back. They really are in a hurry to pressurise Stellenbosch FC in the second half. Our Golden Arrows. Pallets gets in the way of him, Tanti. Instructions coming from all quarters as far as the bench of Arrows is concerned. It's a lovely ball from Ntwantwe. Lukele. Turn for Mtanti. Yeah, it's a bit wasted. Matlaba now almost starting to play as a striker for Golden Arrows. So far, has he pushed up the field of play? Now, we've seen that before when he was playing at Royal AM and he was playing at a left-sided fullback position. And from the halfway line, he used to almost ghost his way at a 45-degree angle towards the D of the opposition penalty area and add weight to that attack. And we're seeing a similar thing here today from the veteran fullback. Titus has done nicely. God's will. Ndwandwe, no foul, says the referee. Eninaya. Oh, that's too strong for Titus. Heading up towards an hour of football played in Hammersdale. Ball given away. No foul on Chitolo. Lekolowani. Still Lekolowani. Was there a foul from Ndwandwe? Oh, the referee's given the free kick the other way. And I think a yellow card for simulation for the 24-year-old former Baroka striker, Komocho. Both yellow cards been issued to Stellenbosch FC players so far in this encounter. One to Ismail Toure, who since has been substituted, and now one to Komocho Lekolowani. Forward by Ndwandwe. Offside, Van Roy. We've had an hour of football. The goal in the 14th minute from Devon Titus still separates the two sides. So it looks as if we're going to have a double change here for Stellenbosch FC. Lesiba and Koo is going to come on as one of the changes. Komocho Lekolowani make your way, Devon Titus make your way as well, which is a very interesting ploy from the Stellenbosch FC coach. Brings on Sanele Barnes, brings on Lesiba and Koo, one an attacking midfielder, one much more of a winger sort of player. But Barnes has scored in both of the last two matches for Stellenbosch FC in wins over Amazulu and Chippa United, both by a goal to nil, and the former University of Pretoria taxman who went off and played at Richards Bay FC and then signed by Stellenbosch FC has contributed 3 times as far as goals are concerned this season in the Betway Premiership. So changes made by Steve Barker. Already Barnes with a touch. Ndwandwe had to be watchful. Good work done by Willem Seni. And a foul by Mkaba. Want the ball to be moved faster and faster. Lamontville Golden Arrows. Tele. Back to Kopedi. Very high line being played here by the home side. Now Ndwandwe forced by Barnes. Back to Mayova.
You can just help by dropping when the ball is coming this side because they want to press the stopper.
Eninaya has done well here, but gives possession away. And almost a chance for Ntanti. He's very quick off the mark, is Siyanda Ntanti. Caused all manner of problems there for the Nigerian fullback. De Jong's the target, beaten in the air though. Ndwandwe tidies up, very nearly the ball falling for Lesiba and Koo, who's taken over the striker's role in the place of Devon Titus. Van Roy. Good anticipation from Mdaba. Gino Palace, time and space. Sonele Barnes. Barnes on the inside. Still Barnes. Pulls the trigger, goes wide. Nice introduction from Sonele Barnes. Scored his very first match in Sonele Barnes against Cape Town City in a derby in a 3-0 victory with De Jong and Bastardine scoring in that encounter as well. It was all the way back on the 25th of September, and then suddenly back-to-back in the last two matches. Sonele Barnes scoring for Stellies. Wide again for Lasiba and Koo. This is De Jong. Bastardine. Haven't seen a shot from Bastardine yet, and header required off Janino Palace by Gladwin Chitolo. Just when things look as if they're going in the right direction as far as arrows are concerned, Stellenbosch FC start to press a little more. As I said, crucial points at stake for both Golden Arrows and Stellenbosch FC. The way things stand at the moment, 12 points and only 2 accumulated from the 12 on offer for the home side here today. For Stellenbosch FC, been a full complement of 6 out of 6 so far, and leading by 1-0. It could be 9 out of 9, and that place in the CAF Confederation Cup looming large for them. But you heard from Eric Tinkler in various interviews that he's done about the brief that he's been given, and that's to finish in 3rd spot on the table. De Jong bottled up here by Arrows. That's good work done again by Zbonelokele. 21 minutes played in the second half. Thabo Matlaba kept at bay by Bastardine. Wide by Ntwantwe. Well, it's not going to reach Ayubulela Maxwell. There is a change about to come, though, for the Lamontville Golden Arrows. Looks like the another former Royal AM player, Menzi Masuku, is about to come on. So Masuku's on for Thabo Matlaba. Didn't play a full match, Thabo Matlaba, against Amazulu, because he came on as a substitute for Brandon Chiron, and this time he makes it nearly to the 75% of the match mark. So not a bad outing for the 37-year-old, and I think he's done rather nicely. Masuku wide on the right-hand side. 32-year-old. Ball not kept in play by Ntanti. De Jong's flick on. Chitola under growing pressure. Mayova to Ntwantwe. Masuku's first touch. Now Lukele, and I think Lukele will probably drop back into more of a right back position, allowing Masuku to play on the right wing. I think that'll probably be how Masuku will be introduced here. In the meantime, he has Van Roy also on the right hand side. Good clearance from Sikle Ntuli. Play of the match against Chipper United, and really putting in a good shift again today in the pocket. Kupedi, Tele. Still not getting that crucial, vital touch on Lamontville Golden Arrows, and just a bit of the momentum has gone out of the attack in the second half so far as we reach the final 25% of the encounter. Barnes winning that battle over Lukele. Bassadine leading his troops well again and potentially into victory lane, but you can take nothing for granted in the game of football. Opposition sides have their backs to the wall. All it takes is a lot of courage, and then suddenly things can develop very much in their favour. Bassadine looking for a long throw. De Jong with a header, back post, goal! Lesiba Nku introduced, freedom at the back post, scores his second for Stellenbosch FC in the season, and doubles the lead for the Cape side. Scored against Sekhukhune United in a 2-1 victory in Polokwane, along with Kiba, scores today in the second half and in the 70th minute. Well, disappointment for Edwin Mayova, and the pressure continues from a Golden Arrows point of view. There's the throw, there's the flick on from De Jong. Or did it come off the defender? And no chance for Mayova, who had to move from near post to the far post and didn't make it quick enough to pick up the substitute. He's only played 8 minutes. Contributes a crucial goal. Stellenbosch FC lead by 2-0 with 20 minutes remaining. Last time Arrows conceded 2 goals was against TX Galaxy on the 1st of March. But Titus and Nku, the contributors today. Janino Palace now. Kopedi against Nku. Oh, that's going to be a corner. Nicely worked back by the 28-year-old who played most of his football up in the Limpopo province with Polokwane City and Marumo Gallants before signing with Mamelodi Sundowns, and then moved all the way from Tshwane to the Cape. Fawaz Bassadine, De Jong contributed just moments ago. Bassadine again, looking for near post, space at the back post again. Oh, it's gone in. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And this one by Brandon Molawisani in his 50th appearance in the PSL with Stellenbosch FC, the man who signed from Maritzburg United. Molawisani making it 3-0. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes. Bassadine the contributor. Oh, it's a lovely ball, and no chance for Edward Mayova on that back post. Twice he's been caught at the back post, and twice the ball has hit the back of the net from that situation for Stellenbosch FC. Brendan Molawisani joins Nku and Titus on the scoreboard, and surely now it's going to be even more of an uphill struggle. A change is being made here by Lamontville Golden Arrows. Going to bring on Bongani Tlele and Blessing Mchunu. So Ayabulela Maxwell is going to make way for Bongani Tlele. I thought he had a fair game, Maxwell, and Tanti also making way. Fresh legs, fresh ideas are required. Blessing Mchunu, a 25-year-old who signed from TX Galaxy, and Bongani Tlele, a year older than Mchunu, who was brought to KwaZulu-Natal from JDR Stars in the First Division. But what was a difficult situation at half-time, trailing by 1-0, has now become inexorably worse than that. Lukele forward, offside against Menzi Masuku. This won't be the worst defeat for Lamontville Golden Arrows if the match ends this way, because they lost against Sundowns in the League Cup, the Carling Knockout, by 5-0 in Tshwane, and then in the league by a goal just less than that. Those have been the worst defeats of the season. This will go down, if it stays this way, as the third worst defeat of the season for Lamontville Golden Arrows, and certainly their worst home defeat of the campaign. And certainly not great preparation for a double league encounters against Orlando Pirates. Van Rooyen now benefits from a slight mistake from Sihle and Dooley. Nicely cleared by Bassadine though. This is Janino Palace. Don't forget Palace in the lineup in the place of Chumani Butsaka, who picked up a bit of an injury. I think Palace has played rather nicely today. Palace to Bassadine. Van Rooyen interested, and Keeper's done nicely on his return to the starting lineup for Stellenbosch FC as well. Still plenty of time remaining in Hammersdale. Mayova contains the threat that Janino Palace was trying to exert. Calls for Lukele, who's playing at the moment in a right back position because of the introduction of Menzi Musuku, has been requested to push a little higher up the field of play. I see Van Rooyen has dropped onto the right hand side where we accustomed to seeing him playing. That leaves Menzi Musuku much more in a striker's role, even though he's diminutive in stature. De Jong has a look towards the goal of Mayova. This is Godswell and Inaya. De Jong in behind the Nigerian, and good work done in the midfield by Menzi and Twantwe, and also by Bongani Klele. Talking about Klele, yes, it's Bonello Klele. Enterprise from Arrows, he stopped in its tracks with an offside. A lot riding on the shoulders of Menzi Musuku, a lot riding on the substitution as well, as Wednesday night's player of the match makes way for Chumani Butsaka, who will play for the 21st time today, his 11th time as a substitute. Hard running, tough former Spurs midfielder, Chumani Butsaka. Really do have a nice balance of players, Stellenbosch FC, and they've played a lovely flowing match here today. Ball eludes Lukele, and Masaluka will play for time a little bit, even though there are still about 13 minutes and second half stoppage time remaining. It seems unlikely that Stellenbosch FC, with a lead of 3-0, will allow a situation like this to slip by them. It scored 3 goals against TX Galaxy at the start of the season, beat City by 3-0, beat Amazulu by 5-0, so this won't be their biggest victory, and that was an away match in KwaZulu-Natal. Scored 3 against TX Galaxy as well on the 18th of February in a league encounter. But just recently it's been single goals that have won Stellenbosch FC matches. 3 goals in this one though will help as far as their goal difference is concerned, which is already better than Sekakuni United by 3 goals. It'll double that advantage. Space though for Nchunu. Now by Lukele. Support you hear on the effects microphone. Kobeko Dlamini. Shitolo with a high line. Kopedi, Sponello Klele, nice little flow of play suddenly from Golden Arrows with a touch from Blessingham Chunu as well. Shitolo, Lukele, Shitolo again. Lukele with a little look up, it's not a bad ball. And the deflection from Ndwandwe takes it away from Bongani Klele. But Sibonelo Krele has done rather nicely. Flick inside from Blessingham Chunu. It's all golden arrows at the moment, possession-wise. Away by Ngaba. One can understand, I suppose, that ball being played by the midfield of Toto Kiba, but one would have argued maybe from a Stellenbosch FC point of view that possession would have been the better option. Menzi Masuku. He's gone wide. Disappointment on the face of the 32-year-old. Had a long career, Menzi Masuku, all the way back with Mpumalanga Black Aces, played at Dynamos, Roses in the Free State, Jomo Cosmos, was at Orlando Pirates as well, and Chippa United. Then after he joined Celtic, and Celtic were bought by Royal AM, he went in that direction. Snelle Barnes. Goals in successive matches coming into this encounter. Janino Palace challenging Angelo van Rooy. Nice work done in the middle of the park here by Velimseni and Twantwe. Options left and right. Does he go to Masuku? No, he doesn't. He's gone on the other side of it. Nice little turn from Blessingham Chunu. Slim Chunu! Goal kick. Well, not for the lack of purpose. Golden Arrows still find themselves trailing by that 3-goal margin. We're expecting a more productive second half. We certainly are being treated to a productive second half. Having said that, however, it's all very well being productive over the halfway line, and you're conceding 2 goals in the process behind the halfway. Snelle Barnes. Back heel to Chumani Butsaka. Janino Palace. Kiba. De Jong. Oh, there's a run from Godswill and Inaya. Are there enough presence inside the penalty area? Well, Chitolo certainly had a say about that. Toto Kiba just back from suspension, playing 81 minutes today. His place will be taken by the 21-year-old junior, Kyle Jurgens, who will come on for the 9th time as a change player. He's only played 5 times in the starting lineup for Steve Barker today, who must be mighty impressed as a coach. Back from his exploits in the CAF Confederation Cup and its victories and clean sheets all the way so far. Big challenge against Mamelodi Sundowns coming up in a week's time, though. Still 1-1 in the Soweto derby. Godswill Eninaya is the injured player for Stellenbosch FC. They do have a left back amongst these substitutes. I'm not sure they have a right back, though. And in the meantime, a reorganization with Menzi Masuku. Blessingham Chunu picks up a yellow card, which will keep him out of the Pirates match, which is the next encounter for Golden Arrows, as is the match thereafter. Not often you get to play Pirates twice in league encounters in successive matches. Menzi Masuku with the clearance. Ngaba, Bassadine. Minutes ticking by here for Golden Arrows to try and make something of this encounter. They're trailed by 3-0. Bassadine again. Chumani Butsaka facing in the wrong direction. Pressure, and good pressure coming from Bongani Krele. Ndwandwe will apply pressure to Oscarine. We hear that Sage Stevens won't be participating for the remainder of the season because he has a groin strain. And Twantwe, space for the shot. It comes back off Kele, I think, from Dlamini. Spunele Kele. Tunu. And Menzi Masuku was waiting to make the clearance. Jurgens does just that for Stellenbosch FC. Now De Jong. Also lovely ball from De Jong. Chimani Butsaka. Barnes waiting on the left-hand side. Chimani Butsaka waiting for some support to come. And it does eventually come from Lesiba Nku. This is Nku. A little look up for Jurgens. And then Janino Palace. Bassadine made an angled run, but De Jong had his back to his captain and didn't pick up the run from his skipper. Back in the midfield, though, with Jurgens. Ball possession all the while. Nku. Janino Palace waiting. Second ball for Chumani Butsaka. Still Butsaka. It's all defense from Arrows at the moment. And they really need something special, but there's only 5 minutes in stoppage time separating them and the full-time whistle. Oh, that was a lucky hand in there from Edward Mayova, just in front of Ryan De Jong. Offside against Klele. The times that they do get over the halfway line, they find the defense of Stellenbosch FC in uncompromising mood. To Abba van der Bestende. De Jong again, a target man. Stellenbosch FC dominating in just about all phases of the game. Definitely more corners, certainly more possession. The score sheet shows them in the supremacy by 3-0. Both sides have had 10 attempts at the goal. 40% conversion rate as far as shots on target are concerned. For Arrows, 60% for Stellenbosch FC. And 3 of those attempts on goal have been converted. Titus Nku and Molo Wisani. Well, that's a lovely ball, and it's wide from Ntwantwe. Lovely piece of play by Nkobeko Dlamini. Stellenbosch FC have to focus defensively. Arrows today have shown so much potential, particularly in the second half, and that the way things are going at the moment, they'll collapse to their worst home defeat of the season. Lesiba Nku, fresh pair of legs. Nice challenge from Klele. Nku to Cotswold. De Jong. Got such a lovely flow. Such a good belief and understanding in amongst the players from Stellenbosch FC. Very little to criticize when you see a team playing in this sort of way. Chumani Butsaka. De Jong, Butsaka, offside. Might not be the success that he was looking for on his 150th appearance for Golden Arrows today, Gladwin Chitolo, but he's got a massive role still to play in the rest of the season with the matches upcoming. Pirates, Richards Bay FC, Sekhukhune United. There's only been 2 corners for Lamontville Gold Arrows the entire match. 7 that have gone the way of the side from the Winelands. And the second corner comes with 90 seconds remaining in regulation time. Cleared away from the back post. Any sort of shot will do from the situation, but given away by Blessingham Chunu. They've retained possession though. Spunanet Kele. Gladwin Chitolo. Kele again. Little stabber from him. Menzi Masuku. Ball cleared by Mklaba. And a free kick to Stellenbosch FC as well, which will add to the frustration, I think, of the home side here. The substitute centre-back is on his feet again. Came on, don't forget, for Ismail Toure at the start of the second half. Did Aten Kosi Ngaba. "30 seconds remaining. No problems for Mayova. Have really liked the way that the 28 of Stellenbosch FC this afternoon, Janino Palace, has organised the midfield and penetrated and defended with equal amount of aplomb this afternoon on his return to the starting lineup. 26-year-old who made his name at Maritzburg United certainly has put his hand up here in no uncertain terms over 90 minutes. Janino Palace just misses out on a challenge there with Gladwin Chitolo. Just about kept in play by Lukele. 3 minutes added on to the end of the second half by referee Morekile Kwape, who's issued 3 yellow cards today. One to Toure, one to Lekalawani. Both have been substituted by Steve Barker, and one to Tokozani Lukele, beg your pardon. One to Blessingham Chunu, who will miss the match against Pirates on the 6th of this month. Stellenbosch FC's next match against Mamelodi Sundowns in Tshwane on Sunday the 11th of May, just after the Nedbank Cup final. Well, it's a fait accompli that Stellenbosch FC will rack up another valuable points and join Sekhukhune United on 44 points, but with a plus 15 goal difference. And 32 goals to their credit, and only 17 conceded. It's been a good performance today from Stellies. They've defended more than adequately, and they've scored the goals when they needed to. Titus with a lovely shot from outside of the box, and then 2 within 2 minutes at the back post that Mayova wasn't able to deal with. Kobeko Dlumini finds Spunelo Kitrele. They're still trying for that consolation goal, but it's gone wide this time. Team player Willem Seni Ntwantwe. 29-year-old. He's been with the side for quite a long time. Coming through the junior ranks, Willem Seni. And his contribution earning him his 19th appearance for the club this season alone. Nice work away from the midfield by Shadrack Kopedi above De Jong, who's played very nicely today. This is Bassadine. Barnes will just stand on the ball because there's only 20 seconds remaining in this one. Jurgens with a touch. Mklaba. Oh, it's a lovely little delivery as well to Chumani Butsaka. Is there going to be even more drama here from a point of view of Stellenbosch FC? Well, the referee has blown for full time in Hammersdale. 1-0 at half time, and total domination at the end of it. And although a much braver performance by Lamontville Golden Arrows in the second half, it just wasn't enough. And you've got to get onto the score sheet to upset the apple cart as far as the Arrows is concerned. But Still no home victories over Stellenbosch FC for Lamontville Golden Arrows. They've only had 2 victories in 11 appearances over Stellenbosch FC. Both of them have been away matches, one in 2021, one in the beginning of the season when they won 2-0 in the opening match of their campaign. But a revenge match for Stellenbosch FC, even though Coach Steve Barker said that the revenge wasn't on his mind. Third place on the table certainly was and is still. And I think he's gone a long way to try and achieve that fact this afternoon. Not a great performance by Abafana Bestende in the first half, where they conceded a goal to Titus, but goals from Nku and Molawisani within 2 minutes of each other in the second half make it a convincing 3-0 victory for Stellenbosch FC in Hammersdale this afternoon.
All right, so 1 2 1 2 check 1 2 iyatholakala lapho ilokhu nje i-shadows la kwi-backdrop right. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. How's it? How are you?
Good on you, man.
All right, nice man, nice play, well played today.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your 50th appearance.
Thank you.
For the club, that's fantastic.
Can we get a picture quickly?
Yeah, please do. Joanna, help yourself.
Like 2 thumbs up, like But you got to like it.
Enjoy it, eh?
Not a trophy. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I'll do that again.
No problem. Okay, can you just
Da da dee da da da.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joined by our Betway Premiership man of the match for this afternoon's encounter between Abafana Bestende and Stellenbosch FC, Brendan Molowisani. Brendan, first of all, may I congratulate you on your 50th appearance in the Betway Premiership for Stellenbosch FC, and secondly, congratulations on being our player of the match today.
Thank you very much. No, I think all glory goes to God. I'm grateful to God for giving me this talent. Grateful to God for giving me another day to live today. I think today we worked hard, man. It's one of those games where we needed to, just to tip over. We've been playing well. We haven't been scoring enough. So today was one of those days where we had to score 3 goals, and I'm glad it worked out for us.
It's been a good run since you were knocked out of the CAF Confederation Cup. Consecutive victories by a goal to nil, with Barnes scoring, and then 3-3 today, and 3 clean sheets. It's going in the right direction because the aim is 3rd place on the log, isn't it?
No, the aim is 3rd place on the log. We want to go back to CAF again. In our first season being in CAF and came out of the semi-final, we know that we can go back again next season, even do much better. So I think we've been playing well. 3 clean sheets in a row. We've scored goals today. So I think we're on a good trajectory for sure.
How difficult is it when you have a centre-back pairing with you, Toure in the first half, Mngaba in the second half? How difficult is it for you to make the adaptation to play with different players like that?
No, I think it's not really an adaptation, to be honest. We're all as good as anyone is, especially when you play. Any of us can play any day, that's one thing for sure. Training, we train together. So I think it's just a thing of understanding, I think I have an understanding with how to play with Toure, and I have an understanding of how to play with Artie, So it's not as difficult, to be honest.
Great performance today, 50th appearance. I hope there's many more 50s to come as far as your career is concerned. Well done.
No, I'm sure definitely there's more to come, and happy birthday to my mom. Thank you.
Well done, that's awesome. Cheers, mate. Happy birthday to my mom.
Yeah, nice win.
Their worst home.
Eh?
Their worst home defeat of the season.
Is it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I like to keep it positive. But nice performance for you. 3 clean sheets, 9 points out of 9. And for now until
at least we can have
gets
a
underway,
yeah,
in 3rd place.
we're in 3rd, yeah.
Let's
Let's hope Mkhesi keep the current home form.
They've been public.
Yeah, tough.
Jeez, they've been unbelievable. They must have the best run at the moment.
Whatever.
Incredible. Okay, are we ready? Joined by the visiting coach, Stellenbosch FC, Steve Barker. Coach, 3-0 at the end of the day. Convincing, 3 clean sheets, 5 goals unanswered in the last 3 matches, 9 points. And for now, 3rd place on the table.
Yes, very pleased with the performance as well as the result. I think, we pride ourselves in keeping clean sheets. So, to get 3 goals and keep a clean sheet and get ourselves, where we want to be on the log is really, satisfying today. I thought it was a good performance. I thought we controlled, the majority of the match. A couple of moments where maybe Arrows had a little bit of joy, but I thought we held our structure well, we defended well, and we caused them problems enough, to force some throw-ins, force some corners, and then from there we were able to get some set-piece goals for a change. So, overall very pleased. Thought it was a mature, professional performance today, and very happy for the players.
Yeah, the match against Chipper United seemed to be a match that you had to really fight hard for. Today, it looked as if everybody had their mojo together. The flow of the match was very impressive to watch from a viewer point of view.
Yes, I think the Chipper was a bit of a coming off an emotional sort of disappointment of not getting into the final. I thought was just, maybe weren't 100% past that. So I think, the fact that we were able to beat Chipper, not playing at our best and to get 3 points, I think today was a message, just, go out there and just, let's go and showcase your abilities and just let's put on a really good performance. We deserve to be where we are and we want to be pushing for that third spot. So, today is a big match for us and, we only play next week Sunday. So for the first time in a while, we're not having a midweek. So I told the players they can have a couple of days off and we can come midweek back into training. So just leave everything out there, get a result, and we can then wait and see what Sekhukhune do later.
Still a bit of work to do as far as the season is concerned. Sundowns in 8 days' time. Never an easy encounter with their aspirations, but I'm sure you're up for it.
No, we have to be up for it. But yeah, they won, if not the best team on the continent, maybe they'll be crowned champions again. So wishing them all the best for the final. But yeah, we've got a big game against them next week Sunday, and we also, if we'd really want to believe we can compete at the highest level, at the right end of the table and on the continent, it's teams like Sundowns that are the benchmark currently. So we have to be able to show that we are closing sort of the gap on them. But yeah, it's always tough playing Sundowns, real good quality all around the pitch, but we've also got our own qualities.
It's been a really good season so far, Steve. I hope it continues.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Safe